Summer Soulstice Virtual 2021.
I've got the sun in my eyes and the music in my mind.
Well, here we are in the Summer Solstice Green Room once again, and this time we have got UK songstress Shaila Prospere. Shaila, welcome to Summer Solstice.
Thank you, it's so great to be here. I've heard about this for years and years and years, and I'm here.
And you're here. I know, it would have been nice if we would have a crowd in front of you, but hey, you just tore it up out there, didn't you?
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay, let me ask you firstly, and a few people have asked me this question, where does the Shields come in?
Oh, that's a nickname.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a nickname that my friends gave me one year. We went to Egypt.
Okay.
And we was getting those henna tattoos. And so, you know, I told them my name, put my name on it. And so people was walking past saying, Shield. Well, men was walking past saying, Shield. I was like, Shield. And they was like, Shield. I was like, no, it's not Shield. And they said, yes, it says Shield. So they had tattooed Shield on my arm.
No.
So that's where that's come from.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, that's
yeah.
cleared that one. Right, 2017 you came back, but 2000 you released your first album.
Yes.
What was the gap for?
Well, it wasn't intentional. It's just how things panned out. I mean, I did my album with Full Crew,
Yeah.
as you know.
Yeah.
And at the time when my album was finished, they was just inundated with jobs for remixes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did remixes for Mary J. Blige, Mariah Carey, Craig David, anyone who was, you know, big at the time. So I really couldn't get a look in with them to do a follow-up project. So I went into some writing projects.
17 years?
Well, I kind of gave up midway. I kind of thought, you know, there's no point carrying on. Because people, at the time, the record industry was a bit different then. At the time, a lot of the acts that were getting signed were acts that were coming from, say, like, drama shows or actors and things like that. Those kind of people were getting signed. And so when I was trying to get back into it, they was like, well, what's the angle kind of thing? So you have to have an angle of something, or you have to be like 16. So I was like, well. But then life gets in the way. I had a kid, you know. But yeah, I kind of fell back into it by mistake. I just thought, oh, you know what, I kind of miss it now. So let me go and do some open mic shows. And I kind of wanted to do some songs of my own. So I just asked a couple of producers, can you just produce a couple of songs for me? So at least when I go out, I can do a couple of my own. And then when I was in studio with Everest, and we was doing a couple of the tracks, he just had DJs calling him up at the time. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm in studio with Shaila, we're just doing some stuff. And they're like, oh, is she coming back? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, no. And he's like, yeah, she's got a new album coming out. And I was like, he's on the phone. And I'm like, no. And he's, yes, she is. And so he went, by the time he hung up, he was like, well, you are now. You
can rely on Everest as
yeah.
can't you? Definitely.
Otherwise, I would probably have not got back into it.
You came back with a cover version of a real classic.
Yeah.
And that just took the music industry by storm.
I know, wasn't it bizarre?
And I know a certain person who's sitting behind you was one of the first people to play it.
Oh, yeah, bigger.
I was just going to say, just very quickly, going on about Everest. Everest was on the phone to me on one of those calls.
I bet he was. And he told you, yeah, she's going to do an album.
Yeah, she's going to do an album. So,
No, there was me going, no. It's funny.
So I know Everest does do that to people. I can vouch for her on that.
True story.
Okay, let's go back to the beginning. So what made you get into the industry?
Well, I've always loved music. I mean, from the age of 6, I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to sing. I grew up in a house where my dad played reggae and calypso. My mum played country music and Motown. It was just constant. And I was singing all the time. All the time. My brothers and sisters were like, oh, Mum, Dad, just shut up. That's all you heard all day, because I was just singing all the time. So I didn't see anything else.
Writing songs?
Yeah, I started writing probably in my early teens when I kind of joined the school band. And they asked me to join the band and they didn't have any songs, so I started writing stuff.
The school band.
School band.
Don't hear that now.
The songs weren't that great,
Hey?
but yeah. But to be fair, the writing came from actually listening to Motown and country music. I mean, because they sang some songs. I mean, they told a story, and a lot of my songs kind of tell a story. So that's kind of where it's come from.
Okay, so your second album comes along. Some great remixes on it.
Yeah.
With Philo
Yeah.
and the crew. Then your third album comes along. And that took everyone by storm.
Did it?
Well, it did.
Well, yeah, and that was kind of me doing it independently at that
Yeah.
point, because it was a case of, well, are we going to give up again, or are you just going to carry on? So I decided just to carry on. And a lot of artists are independent now because, as I say, the music industry has changed. A lot of people are independent. They're just getting stuff done themselves and putting it out themselves. So that's what I did, and all of the guys, all the producers were like, yeah, we're in, we'll do a track with you. And so that's how I just went for it.
Also, through the times we've had over the last year and a half, you're not shy of the camera, are you?
Oh, is this my
This
social
is your
media?
either your TikTok or your Instagram or your
Well-
Facebook or something. Shaila, what's she doing now?
Do you know what it was? When we went into lockdown, it was just, when I was scrolling through social media, I was like, my gosh, it was just making me depressed scrolling through it because everyone was just on such a big downer. And so I thought, you know what, let's try and turn this around. Put my music on and started dancing. I just thought, let's try and lift some spirits up. And that's just what I started doing. And people seemed to gravitate towards it. So that was the reason for it, because it was like, oh, if we don't pick it up soon, we're going to be in a right old mess when we come back.
Well, see, you could even start exercise classes now, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, well that's something I've done since a teenager. I've always kept fit, so I thought, as we're recording everything, let's do a bit of that.
What do you do when you're not in the studio? What are your pastimes? What are your hobbies? What don't we know about you?
I do a bit
You're
of
not a
painting.
snake charmer or anything like that. are
No, I do a bit of painting. If you go on my website,
Okay.
there's a bit of art on there. So I do that, and that kind of keeps me.
Painting or pencil or chalk or...
Yeah, it's more like
How?
scribble, to be fair, but it's with oils, it's with watercolour. It's just me doodling, really. But yeah, it might turn into something nice.
Well, you never know. You might find you on what's that program called? Where?
Nay, I know what you mean. On
Yeah,
Sunday night.
Yeah. What's
8
it-
o'clock.
what's it called?
No.
No.
The Antiques Roadshow. Is that what you
Hey,
mean?
that's the one. Antique Roadshow. We might find a Shaila
Maybe in
antique
100
on there
years.
somewhere.
In 100 years.
Well, I've got to stay alive because I've got to now interview John Jules when he's 79 and I'm going to be 84 or something. So, you know. What have you got lined up for the future? Is there another album in the making? Is there a tour, or is there something? Because now, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed, the doors are opening slowly
Yeah.
but surely.
Yeah, I mean, a tour was planned for this year, but we've kind of put that off till next year. So hopefully next year we'll be touring. There'll be new music. I'm not sure if it'll be an album or EP or just singles coming out, but there's definitely will be new music.
Who would you like to work with?
Oh gosh, who would I like to work with?
Who would you like to share the stage with?
Do you know who I'd like to work with? Who I'd love to do a duet with? Lamar.
Oh, right.
I love his voice. His voice is so silky smooth. I think he's really underrated as a UK singer, but I'd love to work with him. Of course, I'd love to work with Stevie. I'd love to work with, who else? There's just so many. Babyface.
Biggs, can you get on the phone?
Gosh.
Sort something out for Steve?
He's bigger than Mafia.
Oh,
There
can
you
you?
go. There
You
you
probably
go.
don't know who I am, but do you know what I mean?
Listen.
Oh, his
Love it.
voice is awesome.
Definitely, I can definitely work with the market.
There's no messing about here.
Yeah.
You know, you come to Summer Solstice, we'll hook you up with someone. Or you might even get John Jules.
Lamar's a lovely guy. He really is.
His voice is amazing.
Coming up, who did you look up to, female vocalists?
Oh gosh, I started off with Dionne Warwick, really, because it was, you know, I was into Burt Bacharach and the songs. That's what I was into. So it was anyone from Motown, Diana Ross. I loved them, and then obviously Whitney came in, but I was, you know, Roberta Flack, Anita Baker, all of them. I was into, you know, all of them. Marvin Gaye.
So you've
Al
gone
Green.
into.
I can go on and on.
Well, no, sorry. You can go into. You've gone into the soul circuit. You could have quite easily gone into the country and western circuit, couldn't you?
I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have gone more into the pop circuit, because a lot of the songs that I was writing or have written, they're more suited to the pop charts. And that's probably what I was trying to do when I had my break, was trying to get a publishing deal, because I just had so many songs. I was kind of writing songs that would fit artists. So yeah, there's loads of pop songs that I've just got sitting there. Hopefully one day they'll get, you know, they'll get placed.
They
with
get played
some
and
of these big
recorded.
artists. Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, I've got to say thank you so much for gracing us with your presence here at Summer Solstice.
Oh, it's so great to be here.
And hopefully, you know, if not next year, we will get you back on the stage in the
Yeah.
in the field of dreams, as we call
Yeah.
it. And you know, you'd be playing to 4,000 or 5,000 people.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
It would. So, from all of us here at Summer Solstice, Shaila Prospere, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
fun. Thank you.
Thank you.